State, a Division II institution in Kansas, and had a lot of success there. TCU in the white, the Vaqueros in the orange were underway. And for UTRGV, really big blow for them. Their leading scorer is out in this game. Bunny Ingram, a point guard who has had an outstanding start to the season. The transfer from McLennan Community College, out with an ankle injury and not available. And so that makes it even tougher against a TCU team that is so great at stopping you from scoring. So here's the Vaqueros starting lineup with McGuire, O'Keefe, Brown, Hune, and Tedder.
Yeah, it's a big blow for the Vaqueros to not have their starting point guard. She really puts pressure on the defense, and so they're going to have to do a good job on the offensive end.
After going scoreless last time out, Maddie Shear misses on the three, gets it back, thought about cranking it, instead goes to Olivia Miles. Olivia Miles attacks the space, cups it, can't hit it. TCU starting 0 for 3, but getting another opportunity after the loose ball rebound. For the TCU starting 5, they've used this same starting 5 all season. Hunter, Miles, and Shear are the guards. Suarez and Silva on the inside. Suarez coming off another 20-point game, spots up in the corner and rings in a 3.
She just has done such a good job being in a Horned Frogs uniform, like you said, coming off a 20-point game, getting the first one to go down for the Horned Frogs today. She's just doing a really good job with TCU against her chest. That
was the 8th 20-point game of her career when she put up 20 and 10 against Tarleton State. Also the first double-double of her TCU career. Three-pointer comes up a little short for O'Keefe and falls right to Silva. No-look feed by Miles. Up the floor to Hunter. Backs her way in. Finds Shear. Bounce pass to the corner. Suarez, same spot, same results.
2 for 2 in that same spot. UTRGV has got to get out on her, especially because she's seen 2 go down already.
Marta Suarez, her 10th 3 of the season. Good press break by UTRGV, but down 6-0. By the way, Tarleton State did not make a field goal in the first quarter against TCU the other day. A big reason why TCU is now the leading point per game and field goal percentage defense in the entire nation. Headed to the hole, Clara Silva got blocked inside, actually, by Charlotte O'Keefe, her 9th block of the season. From the high post, ripping inside Tedder, the freshman out of Killeen in Central Texas, has it poked away by Olivia Miles.
And Olivia Miles, we talked about just TCU's defense in the open, but Olivia Miles is really good when she gets into that paint. Obviously, she's undersized, but she's able to be really effective getting her hands and poking balls away.
Yeah, has 3 steals a game this season, and then a turnover on UTRGV, a 5-second count. That's where it's really rough not to have your normal starting point guard, and Jalea Ingram.
Yeah, they like to do a lot of stuff through O'Keefe, but, you know, who starts out with the ball is going to be Ingram, and so they've got to find some way to generate offense.
I want to know how Miles found Suarez inside. Now she couldn't finish, but it creates a situation where TCU has it in the paint, and then Clara Silva gets fouled.
You just asked a question that the whole country is trying to figure out. How does Miles see what she does? That's what really makes her such an elite point guard, is because of her vision.
Not even looking at the player along the baseline. And still the pass was with pinpoint accuracy. Clara Silva had a frustrating night against Tarleton State, actually. Fouled out in just 13 minutes of action. 4 points and 3 rebounds in that game. Has had a great start to the season. An 0 for 2 trip there. TCU, yeah, not only does it on the defensive end, they're one of the better offensive teams in the country as well. 10th in the nation in scoring, 88 points a game coming in.
You're going to see a lot of this handoff offense, this dribble drive is what UTRGV is known for.
McGuire lets it go for 3. Comes up long, and on the rebound, it's knocked out last touched by Miles. Erin McGuire, the transfer from Houston Christian, where she played her first 3 years. And then there's Ivy Brown as well, a transfer from Florida Southwestern State. One of a few JUCO transfers on this roster for UTRGV, but I like the way they put it together. They've got seniors, they've got JUCO transfers, they've got sophomores, and then they've got freshmen as well.
Yeah, you know, we talk a lot about it with, you know, Mark Campbell as far as putting together a team, and so that's what Lane Lord has done as well. Like you're saying, getting player pieces from every different level, and so just being able to blend that. He said this is one of his most talented teams that he's had. Again, Olivia Miles is really putting pressure on it, but able to find the back door in Madison Hunt. Not able to knock it down, but it's a really good look that they could need to continue to look for.
for 5 start from the floor for UTRGV. We've come to expect it this season from that TCU defense. Wow, Suarez, what a bind to Donovan Hunter. Three-pointer doesn't go, and it's out of bounds, last touched by Hunter. But, you know, and we talk so much about Olivia Miles and her ability to pass. You know, you got Marta Suarez, who is one of the better passers on the floor as well at 6'3". Silva comes up with a block.
Like you're saying, everybody's constantly looking for a teammate. They like to share the ball so much, but Marta Suarez is such a gifted passer as well, and that's what makes her dangerous, is her versatility.
Foul on UTRGV. That's the second team foul on Rio Grande Valley, as Denner, the freshman, is whistled for it, and that is her second foul. So Chaslyn Denner will have to sit down, and they'll get Ivy Brown back in. Really like Denner, 6'1" freshman forward, garnering the start with Ingram out today. Shearer around the screen, feeds it to Silva. Beautiful pocket pass, the and one for Clara Silva.
Pick and roll university for TCU. Again, Maddie Shearer just finding and setting up Clara Silva, able to finish through contact and get herself to the free throw line.
Another assist for TCU. They average 21.5 a game, 7th best in the nation. And Silva, they stood on the three-point play this time. TCU up 9-0, 3.5 minutes in. Not a great space to pick it up, but UTRGV survives. Vaqueros coming off a narrow loss against Houston at home last time out. A frustrating one as McGuire comes up short. Losing by only 2, but against a Big 12 foe, they were right there with an opportunity to knock them off for the second consecutive year. Last year they did it in Houston. Catch and shoot 3 out of the corner, and it's rained home by Maddie Shearer, fed by Marta Suarez. TCU up by a dozen, and so Lane Lord needs a timeout.
Maddie Shearer shooting almost 41% from that three-point line, has TCU up 12-0.
And you got to watch for Maddie Shearer. She will absolutely season for TCU. Again, the #1 defense in the nation, giving up just 44 points a game, and opponents shooting less than 27% coming in tonight. And TCU has forced Rio Grande Valley to start 0 of 7 from the floor. John Little alongside Jada Curtis and the whole crew. Great to have you with us from Fort Worth. What would you like to see from Rio Grande Valley here?
I think right now they're trying to find who to go to because their point guard is out for this game, and so they really just got to get downhill, try to get a layup 2 feet in the paint.
Next game for UTRGV is actually a conference game in the Southland against Lamar, one of the favorites in the league. So it's important that they were healthy coming into that matchup. That might be one of the reasons that Ingram did not go today, as Silva converts inside, 14-0. Silva again outside the three-point line to take it away. Miles to Hunter for 2.
And you love when your defense turns into offense, you know, especially with a high ball turnover like that. Really sets you up on the offensive end. Good job by TCU to share the ball.
And of course, Olivia Miles, 6.5 assists per game, leads active returners in Division I. TCU jumping, trapping, open 3 doesn't matter. It's off the glass for Lorenz. And the Vaqueros look discombobulated so far in Fort Worth. Miles attacking the glass, shoulder down for the deuce.
And when you ask me kind of what do they need to do, TCU, like you said, discombobulated on the defensive end. They left somebody open. Those are the type of opportunities you have to capitalize on.
Reach-in foul, and after TCU took a lot of fouls against Tarleton State, that's the first one of the night.
Again, such a high ball turnover. You're not able to get your defense in transition. And when you have Olivia Miles with the ball, sets you up for success.
It's the first live ball turnover of this game for UTRGV, so it hasn't necessarily been a bunch of breakout buckets. That's the first one. So the Vaqueros at least doing that well after feeling like they gave up too many transition points against Houston, a very athletic team last time out. Stopping on the baseline, Erin McGuire knocks one down. First bucket of the night for the Vaqueros.
Erin McGuire comes in averaging about 7 points per game, and so she's going to have to raise that level of productivity for UTRGV.
Out of Northern Ireland, Belfast, McGuire. Now Silva trying to turn inside, and she's called for 3 in the lane. Pretty good defense there by O'Keefe just to stand her ground. She's an experienced player, great defender.
Exactly what you said. She's experienced, and so she knows that in the scout what Silva likes to do, and so she just stuck to her principles, is able to force a turnover.
Charlotte O'Keefe, a returning all-conference player in the Southland. On the attack, Brown pitches it. Corner 3 by Elizabeth Romer, and the sophomore out of Wichita, Kansas, rains one in, her 5th 3 of the season.
And that's what she does. Shoots about 33% from the 3. UTRGV in general likes to take a lot of 3s, and so that's where they're going to find some production.
Miles comes up short. Basham is in there at 6'7", recovers. Miles fading away, wanted the foul, didn't get it, but still sticks it inside the lane.
Such high IQ to kind of back that out. She knew that she's undersized in there, so just being able to give herself some space to get that shot up.
Great start for TCU, up 20-5. Another corner 3, the opposite side for Elizabeth Romer. She is heating up, back-to-back triples.
Just beautiful for her teammates to be able to find her in those corners with TCU coming out on the contest.
So an 8-2 run for the Vaqueros after TCU started out with an 18-0 lead. So Marta Suarez says, let's put a stop to all that. She has 8. Suarez has been money this season, leading the team in scoring, 18 a game. Again, the trapping defense for TCU, something they've added to the game this season. Open 3 comes up short by McGuire. The follow doesn't fall for O'Keefe, but she grabs her on board. Basham blocks her from behind. O'Keefe, another offensive rebound. And the possession kept alive. Plenty of time to shoot. Lorenz is going to trigger the tray and hit it again.
And that's all sparked by O'Keefe's willingness to get on the offensive glass. You know, she's known for her rebounding ability, and we see it right there exactly why she makes a difference.
You know, and she is especially a leader by example and has been in all 4 years for the Vaqueros. 3-pointer out of the corner, in rhythm and down for Marta Suarez. She is in her bag with 11 so far.
She's finding her home in those corners behind the 3-point line.
TCU on that 100-plus point pace tonight on the reverse pivot. Beautiful feed in by Erin McGuire. The physical combo guard has 4.
And able to score off the bounce as well as shoot the 3, and so just finding some success early.
Rio Grande Valley getting back into it. Suarez, passed up on it. Gives it up to the red-hot Bigby coming off the 18-point game, and she attacks for 2.
And I love the quick decision that Bigby made right there. A little pump fake going around, because she's done a really good job on the 3-point line coming into this game, so they have to respect her.
Vaqueros doing a better job breaking the press, and that's opening up their offensive game.
And they're doing it more quickly, so they're coming into their offense with more time on that shot clock. And that really makes a difference, especially when your point guard's not out there.
Not a great start for the Vaqueros, but they're starting to steady themselves a little bit. But Basham rejects one. It's her second rejection. Suarez in transition, running that point forward spot. Finds Hunter. She is wide open. Collects and scores.
And again, Donovan Hunter has really elevated her game, especially from behind the 3-point line, shooting about 47%.
It is raining 3s in Fort Worth. 5 of 7 from deep for TCU. Meanwhile, UTRGV has hit 3 of their last 4. 2 of them from Romer. Heat check off the mark. And here comes Taylor Bigby. She wants to push the pace. Pitch back. Miles in transition. Too strong. O'Keefe is there for the rebound. We're going to say that about 400 times in Edinburgh this season. Crossover by McGuire. 1 second left to shoot, and it's not off in time. A little shy for Charlotte O'Keefe. TCU starts the game out with an 18-0 run. The Vaqueros get back in plates. Well, coming out of that on Thursday, Mark Campbell, early in the matchup against Tarleton State, was kind of walking back and talking to Chavi, his assistant. He's like, Marta just doesn't have it tonight. Well, tonight she has it. Okay, and Marta finished with 20 and 10 that night, so don't worry. She collected herself, but man, what a start for Suarez. Unreal. Three-pointer from out front, rims in and out for Riley Whitewater, a freshman from Gallup, New Mexico, but it's collected inside in the score for another freshman in Chaslyn Detter. Again, the Vaqueros, I mean, they've got some experience, but they've got some young guns that have a bright future for UTRGV.
Coming in and being able to make an impact, and offensive rebounding is about heart and about effort, and you'll see why it's successful right there.
Laura Bielefeld at 6'4", slashing to the cup for two. Normally she looks for her teammates. That time she looked for her shot.
And just able to get to her strong left hand and finish through contact. I really like the development that we've seen from her throughout the year as a freshman, but she's getting a lot of time, and so turning that into some production for TCU.
She's just unfair. She's 6'4", and she's a plus athlete on the wing. It's like, I don't, she's got some Wemby to her in the fact that she's just oversized for her position and athletic, right? She's not going to be overmatched.
Exactly, and she's coming in, with professional experience playing over in Germany, and so it's really serving her well.
She's got some dirt to her. Olivia Miles into the stanchion. She'll head to the line to shoot two. Miles, a great start to the season, top 10 in the nation in win shares. Foul goes on Riley Whitewater. Olivia Miles, three-time All-American in her only season in Fort Worth after 4 at Notre Dame. 3 of them on the floor, of course, or 5 at Notre Dame, I should say. 3.5 on the floor because of injury.
Olivia Miles, in a post-game interview, she said TCU is 100% where she should be, and she's so happy with the decision that she made to come to this program.
Well, it's just been incredible, and I love the outlook she's had since she's come to Fort Worth. She's been so consistent. Sheer misses on the 3, just bringing that joy, and you can tell that, it's a brand new beginning for her, and sometimes you need that. It doesn't matter how much success you've had at a certain place. Sometimes a change of scenery just does you good.
Exactly, and she was talking about just how Mark Campbell has really brought this program, to new heights in his this is now 3rd season being here, and so just being able to be challenged and really be ready to go to the next level in the WNBA is the reason that she decided to come to Fort Worth.
Only the 3rd turnover on TCU. By the way, speaking of the Mark Campbell era, that is the 3rd 30-point first quarter in the Mark Campbell era. Credit Rio Grande Valley for getting back into it after starting so terribly from the floor. 0 for their first 9. They were 5 of 10 after that in the first quarter. Meanwhile, TCU finished the first quarter 10 of their last 13 from the floor.
We talked to Coach Campbell earlier today, and he said, with such a win streak that you have in the Schollmeyer Arena, every team is going to come in and give you their best shot. Rio Grande Valley didn't start off well, but like you're saying, kind of punching back now and getting back into this game.
Now a 28-game home winning streak for TCU. As see a couple of guards take a seat. Kayla Lorenz on the side of UTRGV and Olivia Miles for TCU to get a little bit of a rest here. 28-game home winning streak, longest in basketball history at TCU. And in addition to that, it is tied for the longest home winning streak in the country right now in Division I.
TCU switched to the zone defense right now, just really making it difficult for UTRGV.
UTRGV, though, moves it enough to get a 3 out of the corner from Madison Yoon. It's most of what she does is shoot 3s, and she knocks one down here.
And that's exactly what you have to do, is shoot it out of the zone, because there's different spots that will be open, especially in the corners.
Backing her way in, Suarez caught underneath, can't hit. Rebound grab by Charlotte O'Keefe at 6'3", taking it away from the 6'7" Basham. It's a 12-point game to make it a single-digit contest. That 3 ball is good from out front. Jaslyn Denner rains one in.
That's her first one that she's knocked down this season. Again, just really being able to come up and show out with the opportunity that she has.
9-point contest. Bigby, corner three, doesn't fall. Another Karen cleared, and O'Keefe already has a handful of them. She hasn't scored yet. Stopping and going, Kuhn cut off. Gives it up, O'Keefe, a trailing three, rims it out. But she's got that to her game.
And that's part of the game plan, is just really trying to get TCU's bigs out of the paint and make them guard O'Keefe from the three-point line.
Rare mid-range shot for TCU, and it'll stay here with the Horned Frogs. Charlotte O'Keefe out of Overland Park, Kansas, St. Thomas Aquinas High School, where she won a couple state championships in her career. That's happened to her maybe, I don't know, like 2 times in her career. Doesn't happen to her much.
She knows how to rebound the ball efficiently.
No doubt. On the pick and roll, what else would you expect? But it's O'Keefe coming up with the foul here, stepping in to Silva's area. After a short rest, TCU will get their point guard Olivia Miles back in. Foul was on the floor, and it's team foul number 3 on UTRGV. TCU, in the meanwhile, has not fouled hardly at all tonight. That's after their 2 bigs fouled out early and often last time out. Oh my goodness, get it to Marta Suarez and let her cook.
TCU was going to have a scoring drought for the last 4, about 3 minutes before they last scored. And so Marta again coming in and being effective.
First foul on Suarez. So Marta Suarez is now 4 for 4 from beyond the arc. She's so hard to deal with. I mean, she can take it down into the post. We've seen her dominate down there with her array of moves, and then she's hitting at a 40% clip from deep. How's TCU going to be stopped this year?
It's the question everybody would like to know. I really like how UTRGV has come in and kind of just asserted their will, especially in this quarter.
For sure.
You know, when we talked to Coach Lord, he said, we want to be the hammer, not the nail. We want to be physical, play good defense, and you can see that they've really kind of stepped their game up in this second quarter.
I love a well-executed dribble drive offense, and even without the services of Bunny Ingram, their normal starting point guard or lead guard, they've been able to walk their way into this game, play their way into it, and they're only down by 10. Outscoring TCU 14-7 here in the second. Miles underneath, Silva ripping hard, but she's called for the travel.
In her second travel there. You know, Clara Silver is only a sophomore, and so kind of that next development stage for her is making quick decisions when she gets the ball. She's has an array of moves, but, you know, just that quick decision making will really help her take to the next level.
And she's got years to figure that out. That's what these non-conference games are all about as well, working out some of those kinks before you get into games that really matter in Big 12 action. They went under the screen on Erin McGuire, and she says, don't mind if I do, but in an Irish accent.
Donovan Hunter, you know, the ball screen defense, like you said, going under. I'm sure that's not what was on the scout for Erin McGuire, especially she's had a good game thus far from behind the 3.
Miles ends up with it again with a hand in her face. Can't hit the 3, but Clara Silva rips down the rebound. Sheer, Silva. Again, TCU looking to move the ball. Silva demanding it inside. Misfires for Hunter, still 10 to shoot. Miles splitting out front. Knocked away. It's going to stay right here with 6 to shoot for TCU on the other side. But Rio Grande Valley leading TCU November.
TCU has just done a really good job, like you're saying, in November, really securing home court as well on a winning streak at home in Shomai Arena.
Quickly, Marta Suarez is becoming the player they go to, and obviously this is going to get wiped off for an offensive foul. But when TCU wants a big bucket, Mark Campbell is saying, go get it, number 7.
And she's shown up every time, and so I think that, you know, you can continue to say that with somebody who produces for you.
Suarez, though, called for the offensive foul. It's her second. Great job by UTRGV to get back into this matchup. After being outscored 18-0 early on, they've outscored the Horned Frogs 30-19 since. Aaron McGuire twisting from the free throw line. What a tough shot. Comes up just shy. Suarez clears the carom. TCU trying to run. Olivia Miles does it better than anybody.
And that's where TCU is really successful, especially in that transition. You'll see when Miles has the ball in her hand, she's just assessing the defense and breaking it down.
Yeah, and she's more than happy to pass it off. But, hey, if she sees that sliver of space, just the way she glides, she's quick, but she's never in a hurry. Jada Curtis and the entire crew. I'm John Little in Fort Worth. It's turned into the most challenging home game this season for TCU so far, because the Vaqueros, after a rough start, have come to play. That three-pointer well off for Yoon. Here comes Miles. That no-look feed with the left hand, punched into the stands.
Ivy Brown just able to get her hand in the passing lane and disrupt what Miles was trying to do. But again, TCU and Miles in transition. You'll see she's just breaking it down, seeing where the defenders are.
Another one. Oh, the shooter's touch does not go. Suarez, that's her first miss, and barely at that. 4 of 5 from 3. Key time here for UTRGV to try to keep it within single digits. A brave loft by Kayla Lorenz, and stepping back and hitting it over an All-American. She makes it a 6-point game.
50% from behind the three, knocking down 3 of 6 today. And UTRGV has found success from behind the three-point line, so they're going to continue to look for it.
Miles, little jab step, the fade away, money for Olivia Miles. 8-point game.
We have Coach Mark Campbell standing right in front of us. He was calling a play, but Olivia Miles wanted to take it upon herself to really get TCU back on the board.
And Mark Campbell has so much trust in her. That's scooped by McGuire. Dislodged. Here comes Donovan Hunter. Back to Miles. Everybody leaves her, and she makes UTRGV pay.
That's her first 3 of the day. She missed 2 previously, so she kind of puts her hands up like, thank you, goodness. Able to knock one down.
I love her array of celebrations. They're always fun. O'Keefe trying to get in the scoring column. Doesn't fall. Miles pitches off. Suarez feeds it to Hunter. She'll try a wing 3. Look who's there for the rebound. Suarez. Through the hands of Silva. Shear keeps it alive. Hunter. From 12 feet out, right back at her. Miles gives it up. Shear rips into the paint. Can't hit it on the runner. And the tie ball possession arrow favors TCU.
Olivia Miles just stepping right into it, getting her feet set, be able to knock it down. For such a kid who's just really quiet, kind of off the court, like you saying, her array of reactions when she's on the court is very fun to see.
Shear takes a seat. Bigby back on. Silva out. Basham in. 11-point lead for TCU after they led big early. Miles, fall away, well off. Hunter able to grab the rebound. Shot clock didn't reset after the air ball. 5 to shoot. Miles gets a redemption chance through the hands of Basham and out.
This team is still trying to figure out how to play with Olivia Miles, because she's always looking to pass to them, but they always have to have their hands ready and expect a pass from her.
And it takes some getting used to, doesn't it?
And for sure. You know, that's what, like you said, November is for. These non-conference period is for, to really gel.
Olivia Miles with a hand in the face of Lorenz, who wants it back. She tries it again, and Lorenz just misses that one. Was trying to do it again out front to Olivia Miles. This time misses off to the right. So consider this. Tarleton State on Thursday night scored 32 points all night in their 80-32 loss. to TCU. Tonight, Rio Grande Valley has 33 as Olivia Miles makes it look so easy.
Olivia Miles has found success going downhill off that rub screen a couple of times tonight. But like you said, credit to UTRGV, just coming out really determined and making something happen on the offensive end.
Detter back in, freshman, out front. O'Keefe still scoreless. Trying to keep her pivot foot on the ground, couldn't do it. You saw her lift it at the last moment for the travel. And TCU has a chance for the final possession of the half.
And credit to TCU's defense with their bigs. You know, O'Keefe has 4 double-doubles in her last games. And like you said, leaving her scoreless thus far is really a success down on the defensive end.
So Olivia Miles running the show. 10 seconds left in the half. Miles pitches. Suarez out of the corner. Wide open look. A little short this time, but a great well-run play from beyond midcourt. Good if it goes. Clangs off the glass for Erin McGuire. TCU starts the game out with an 18-0 run. UTRGV out of the Southland has made Abilene Christian. They gave away 24 turnovers and a chance to win that game. And in the first half, only 3 giveaways against a team that's been pressing you all game. That's pretty outstanding. Charlotte O'Keefe, meanwhile, she hits her 3. Maybe that gets her going, and it's a 10-point game.
That's part of the game plan, is to bring TCU's bigs out of the paint and have to guard O'Keefe from back there. Hadn't scored in the first quarter and first half, so good to see her get on the board.
Silva twisting it through the lane, but missing inside. UTRGV down by 18 right from the jump in this one. They've been able to get back within 6. Right now it's a 10-point contest. Picking up right where they left off from outside the arc. They're 8-3 of the ball game. Not much motion in the dribble drive offense right now. It's just a 5-out more than anything. Just spotting up for 3. Detter comes up short.
Again, yeah, there's not that continuity within their offense that they're used to. And it leads to a 3-4 TCU. Donovan Hunter finding it. Another one down in the corner.
What do you say about Olivia Miles? To be able to pass with her offhand like that across her body, it's just amazing. That's something that you just don't see. This is a jet ball, by the way. And it goes over to TCU. Just the way that Miles can do that, it's not normal.
Yeah, I think that's what sets her apart. Yeah, and so she works on that, number one, you know, and that's how she's gotten really good at it, being able to pass off both hands in different situations. And so I think she's just such an elite passer. You'll see right there finding Marta Suarez.
Oh, the right hand, too. She can do it that way.
Both hands, you know. Makes her special.
It does. TCU by 13. Really love the way that Erin McGuire has been attacking. She had a rough start to the game, but then, you know, the redshirt junior kind of took matters into her own hands and sparked the comeback tonight.
Yeah, she's above her average right now. 11 points coming into the day, only averaging 7. And so putting her head down, getting to the free throw line for an and-one opportunity is exactly what the Vaqueros need.
Attacking one of the best defenders for TCU in Donovan Hunter and getting the end one. McGuire in double figures for the 18th time in her career, her 2nd time with the team from Edinburgh. Suarez, who started out so hot, gets collapsed upon, and in a triple team, whips it out to Hunter. Hunter drives, tip pass, extra is stolen away by O'Keefe. Chance for points in transition for UT Rio Grande Valley. Driving to the hole, O'Keefe for 2, and the foul.
O'Keefe is so mobile, you know, able to put it on the floor like that and attack the big. That's what makes her so versatile and hard to guard, because she can hit the 3-pointer like she showed us coming into this half, but then again, able to attack the big in Clara Silva.
Silva not able to block the shot. Finishing through contact is O'Keefe. She has 6 as she hits the free throw. Just a high motor player. Can even be a point forward for this Vaquero team. Brings a lot of different aspects to the floor for UTRGV. 6 points, 5 rebounds, and it's a 7-point game. Miles, the head of the snake, out to Shear, leans into the three and hits it behind the screen. Great set play by TCU.
Yeah, you love the execution, and then having Maddie Shear be able to finish it off. Really good play there by TCU.
4 of the 5 players on the floor for TCU. Really good three-point shooters. Ivy Brown picks it up. O'Keefe, high post, dumps it down. Posting up Miles as Brown kicks it out to the corner. Three-pointer around and off, but a good look for Hugh. Miles. Step back. Can't hit the three.
And I don't love that shot. You know, UTRGV was back and they were set up. And, you know, I would have liked to get a little bit of a better look there for Olivia Miles.
Suarez pokes at it. McGuire gives it up to Ivy Brown. 15 to shoot. McGuire back with it. Right in front of her bench. Around the screen. Wraps around the feet. O'Keefe looking for another three. Hard off the heel. Suarez coming off the double-double. Attacking that rebound. Olivia Miles with authority.
When she gets downhill and transition, you've got to step up and help your teammate, because one, she's going to be looking to pass, or she's going to look for that reverse layup. We've seen it time and time again. And just attacking the hips there of O'Keefe and finishing on the other side. Such a crafty move there by Olivia Miles.
It's like she's been going to MJ Design. She's so crafty. Olivia Miles now over her season average with 18 points in this one. Approaching her 20th career 20-plus point effort. Sophia Zofelt is on for the first time, the sophomore out of Lake City High School in Claire de Lane, Idaho. Offense going through O'Keefe here. True 5-out offense right now.
Yeah, looking for that pick and pop for O'Keefe again.
Lorenz. Now they'll get Detter in the paint against Miles. Detter takes the contact and finishes past Olivia Miles.
And Detter's done a really good job coming into Fort Worth today of just when she's on the floor, she's making things happen.
Detter with 9 in the game. Her career high is 11. Came against ACU. Basham can't hit, keeps it alive, but pops it out to Zufel. UTRGV hanging around. Donovan Hunter really getting after it defensively. Most of the night, UTRGV has not been phased. They have not turned it over much at all.
That's what I was going to say. You know, they really rose to the moment and not been intimidated by TCU and what they do.
Love the rip move, the drop step by Detter. She had Bigby in the post, and Detter has 11.
I just love how the freshman has come in. You know, she's back in her hometown. Probably has some family in the crowd from Killeen, Texas. But, again, just really making things happen for her team. Suarez shows and goes. Handoff Basham. Can't lay it in, but she is fouled. Good look off the drive by Silva. TCU by 9. And they'll look to extend the lead at the line when we come back. What a game by Chaslyn Detter, young lady from Killeen, with that military mentality, never say die effort, matching her career high with 11. Not by a little bit either. When we talked to him before the game, he said, you know, we're not even 24 months out from when we had open tryouts. And so just the progression of the program to today has been something to see.
Man, I remember that.
I do too.
That was it does seem like a lot longer than 22, 23 months ago. UTRGV hanging tough with TCU. You got to get the Vaqueros a lot of credit. This TCU program, absolutely outstanding the way they've started this season, winning games by an average of 44 points. It's going to be tough to win this one by 44, that's assured. Whitewater takes it inside, but Basham Sends it away. Now here's Olivia Miles. The controlled break. Sets up Donovan Hunter. The trailing three doesn't fall. Whitewater back to grab the rebound, but got bumped into, and hopefully she's okay because she travels as she took a little contact to the head.
Yeah, was able to secure the rebound, but like you said, just got ran into and traveling against TCU, the ball back under their basket.
Whitewater stays in, and now they're checking with her. The officials are to make sure she's all right. Meanwhile, I'll tell you, Chaslyn Detter's all right. She's had a fantastic game. Freshman out of Killeen is back in. Oh, what a great find. Olivia Miles. Nobody knew that Taylor Bigby was wide open except Olivia Miles, and Bigby cans it from the corner.
The vision that Olivia has, like I said, being able to do that, you know, just seeing her in the corner and being able to knock it down.
That's the rare three in the lane on the point guard, McGuire.
And I know each side has been kind of calling for that, for their officials to watch the three in the lane on both sides of the ball, able to get one.
Miles, instead of going to Basham, out to Sheffy. Now Basham posting up, quick move with the right hand. Silva is there and knows right where the basket is, kissing it home. Marta Suarez, I should say, with the turnaround bucket to give her 16.
Suarez, you know, she's always kind of hanging around the basket, trying to see what she can make happen, able to get an offensive rebound there.
7 boards to go along with her 16 points, and that's her first bucket of the second half. Now McGuire leaning into the lane, scoops it up, doesn't fall. Sheffy's rebound knocked away from her by O'Keefe. So TCU has established a 16-point lead. This is their largest lead in a while, thanks to a 7-0 run over the last minute and a half.
Yeah, they came into this quarter from the last break, and UTRGV was outscoring TCU 13-9, but TCU kind of came in with a little pep in their step thus far and making things happen.
The pepper-upper here in Suarez. The reverse pivot once more, and Marta Suarez up to 18.
We talked about it off camera about Suarez and just the pace that she constantly plays with. She doesn't get sped up. She has so many counter moves that she's able to use, especially, you know, in the paint.
Not afraid to pull it from deep as Lorenz. Offensive rebound, O'Keefe gets it back at the elbow. Three-pointer from up top, Detter. Straight up in the air and out of bounds. So for Rio Grande Valley, they trailed by 18 early. They got back into it. Now it's an 18-point deficit again. Lane Lord knew coming in. He was a little bit outmanned, if you will, without Bunny Ingram as leading scorer. And Gianna Angelot is still out as well. Can they hang around? That's the question. Miles snakes inside. Finds Silva. Suarez. Catch and shoot triple. Rains it in! Marta Suarez, 20-plus in 3 straight.
Again, she gets those feet set, steps right into it, and you know that those ones are going down for Marta Suarez.
It's like everything slows down for O'Keefe. Catch and shoot. She comes up short. Miles. You know it's going to be a show when she grabs the rebound and starts the break, finds Bigby in transition, and Schulmeyer is on its collective feet.
When you got Olivia Miles at the helm, you know if you run down those transitions.
They were outplaying TCU.
They really were, and there's a lot on the effort, and TCU was going under screens. UTRGV was hitting threes, and so it was just really kind of all falling together for them. Unfortunately, it's a 40-minute game, and so, you know, there's still game to be played.
It's going to be a foul on Silva here, as the Vaqueros are trying to stop the bleeding. Again, a 14-0 run for TCU over the last 3:09. McGuire finds O'Keefe outside. Less than 2 minutes left in the third. O'Keefe. Detter has had a career game. Detter, pull up. Can't make it go from the mid-range. And again, Miles clears the carom, her 7th rebound. Gliding, probing, firing short.
It's all good. She, you know, she just kept attacking And UTRGV was just backing up and backing up. She found herself in 15-foot range, and I think she was just so surprised to be open. Just left it a little short there.
Well, tonight is yet another 15-5-5 game for her. That's her 27th of her career. Again, she leads all active guards in that. McGuire comes up a little bit short. So Riley Whitewater has proved that she's played in this game. Actually had to go for some treatment after getting popped in the face. Olivia Miles finds Silva, backing into Whitewater. Silva, the decisive move, and fouled by the 6'2 freshman. Whitehair picks up the foul inside. That's her second. So Clara Silva averaging almost 9 points and 8 rebounds a game coming in. The transfer from Kentucky. Outstanding in the FIBA Women's World Cup under-19 play for Portugal. Missed on both of those. Game clock to shot clock difference is 18. Whitehair backing into Bielefeld. Lorenz trying to go up and under, but Bigby stays right with her. And that's the kind of man-on-man defense that has helped TCU start so well this season.
Yeah, she beat Bigby off the first step, but Bigby was able to use her length to really recover and again just play straight up defense, forcing a turnover.
Chance for the final shot here at the end of the third for Olivia Miles and TCU. Miles with 7. Silva screens. Miles goes baseline around Whitehair. Wraps it around. Catch and shoot from out front. Great look for Bielefeld. Just could not make it go. But TCU finishes the third quarter with a 14-0 run over the last 5 minutes. Column, all the undefeated teams. The right column, everybody who has at least one loss. Looks like a pretty good league this year. What else is new? John Little back alongside Jada Curtis and the entire crew. TCU up on Rio Grande Valley, 69-46 as we head to the fourth quarter. UTRGV has not scored in the last 5 minutes of play. Charlotte O'Keefe, the double-double machine. Gets it back, tries to drive past Silva, cut off. Good defense by Silva. And twisting away, O'Keefe falls to the ground.
Really good defense by TCU overall. They made UTRGV operate outside the three-point line that whole entire time.
Silva with the offensive rebound, got bumped from behind, plays right through it to knock it down. They get a 16-0 run spanning the quarters for TCU.
UTRGV trying to get into their dribble drive.
And scooping toward the hoop, Lorenz, who's mainly been a three-point shooter, is fouled on her way to the hole.
And I think Olivia Miles was expecting that handoff, so she kind of jumped, towards that way. Lorenz able to read that and attack the basket and draw a foul.
First foul on Olivia Miles tonight. 2 free throws for Kayla Lorenz, who doesn't go to the line a lot. It's only her second opportunity at the line this season. 9 points for Lorenz in this one. She had 25 against Arlington Baptist, including hitting 7 of 14 from beyond the arc. Her second double-digit game this season.
And only a sophomore, so like you're saying, just those different levels of players that UTRGV has, to have a successful program, going to do really well in the Southland.
Silva cutting through the lane. Clara Silva starting to find her confidence inside for TCU.
And again, I think it just sparked by the quick decision making, knowing what she's going to do as soon as she gets the ball is where she finds success.
Deep three by Whitehair. Offensive rebound by Ivy cut off by Suarez, and that's a travel going against Aaron McGuire. UTRGV only turned it over 3 times in the entire first half. That is 8 for the game. TCU has only turned it over 8 times as well. A clean game from that perspective tonight.
I think both coaches will be really happy about that. It's usually a point of emphasis in every game is to take care of the ball.
It's 3 straight possessions they went into Silva. Unable to hit that last one. McGuire, step through move. Olivia Miles ahead of the pack. Suarez this time the one to feed her. Oh, and how did Miles finish? Such great ball skills for Olivia Miles.
Just the hand placement, able to really ward off the UTRGV defender and finish cleanly.
Fun to watch her work as Silva locks out Whitehair.
And she's always looking up the floor for her teammates. They did the same for her. Just the craftiness under the basket.
Suarez's 4th assist of the game, and Olivia Miles hitting 20 points for the 20th time in her career. O'Keefe has Silva one-on-one. Silva moving the feet, knocking the ball out. Silva's gotten better and better defending on the exterior as the game has gone on.
Exactly. You know, Keith has really challenged her to do so because she is such a capable scorer, double-double machine, if you will. And so she's had to be able to defend her out there and done a good job of it.
McGuire hits from the short corner, and you're going to face all types of bigs in the Big 12. Yes, there will be some huge bigs in the league, but there will be some depth ones as well. Maybe even scores like Olivia Miles in short space. I don't know. 22 for Olivia.
Yeah, I think the versatility of the league, you know, and from top to bottom, it's just such a versatile, you know, league who has a bunch of different players who can play 1 through 4 and just are able to score in many different ways.
A lot of contact there, and Brown fouled, and will look to score for the first time tonight. It was on Suarez. Meanwhile, Suarez on the verge of her 2nd straight double-double, 21, 9, and 4 tonight. So Ivy Brown gets a chance to toe the line. Played for one of the best junior colleges in the nation, Florida Southwestern, over the last couple years. Helped him to a Sweet 16 run by averaging 10 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Brown about 6.5 points a game this season for Lane Lord. 1 of 2 here. UTRGV gets a couple youngsters back in. The freshman, Chaslyn Detter, and sophomore Elizabeth Romer, who really put a spark into UTRGV by hitting those 3-pointers in the first quarter.
Yeah, she knocked down 2, but they were at crucial times for UTRGV and kind of how the game was going.
Shear over the zone. There's the double-double for Suarez. Sends it out for Hunter. Her 3-pointer. Bottoms. Dono dials it up from distance.
You can't give TCU too many opportunities. 12 for 27 for 55%, or yeah, from behind the 3. And so you give them opportunities, they're gonna eventually knock one down because that's what they're known for.
They are one of the top teams in the nation in 3-point makes. Almost 11 per game coming in, and that was 2nd best in the country. Some of the numbers getting updated today, and TCU continuing to go up the ranks in a lot of different metrics. Miles around the screen. Suarez settles her feet, fires for 3. Marta Suarez has been in this game from the jump. That's 24.
You know, we get to the gym about 2.5 hours before the game starts, and Marta Suarez has her beats on and is practicing those exact shots, and it's really translating throughout the game.
This one doesn't fall for Romer. But what a night for Marta Suarez. It started her 3 for 3 from 3-point land in the first quarter, and she hasn't let up. That's 6 triples in the game. Sheer misfires for Miles. Being over and back. So with 5:42 to play, TCU still trying to execute. They've got their starters out there, despite being up by 32, as Mark Campbell closes in on win number 100 of his career. He'll do so in just 140 career games. Catch and shoot three, a little strong for Detter. And again, Miles crashes in for the rebound, having one of her better all-around games for the Horned Frogs.
I don't know if y'all saw how high she got up on that rebound. That's a couple of rebounds that she's really got up and soared.
Suarez demands it down there. Can't knock it down. Silva has the offensive rebound. Hunter, catch and shoot. And that time Silva couldn't get away, going over the back of O'Keefe.
Silva's usually able to just use her length to grab those balls or kind of back tap them to her teammates. But when you've got a rebounder like O'Keefe under there, you saw the box out on that second attempt. She missed the first one, so you know she's going to make it a point on the second one to really box out. Was able to draw a foul. Really great effort on the defensive end by O'Keefe.
O'Keefe, the all-time leading rebounder in Vaquero history, and another 8 tonight to give her 889 for her career. Timeout on the floor with 5 minutes left in Fort Worth. Absolutely ecstatic to see it. Olivia Miles, just another day at the office. That ties her career high with the 22 tonight. Under 5 to play. UTRGV really standing up strong for most of the night. It's just been a little too much from this talented TCU roster, the oldest one and the tallest one, the longest one in the country.
And I think this is really when they're missing their leading scorer in Bunny Ingram. She brings about 18 points a game for them, but also just sets the tone on both ends of the floor.
Oh, for sure. And Taylor Bigby, another double-digit game. TCU is 14-0 all-time. When she reaches double figures, that's 10 tonight.
And I talked to Bigby before the game, and she said, you know, the game has really slowed down for her this season, and so her success has been what she's put in, the work that she's put in the gym, but also just letting the game come to her, not forcing things. You can see on that three-pointer, you know, wide open, she was able to be confident and knock it down.
That'll be it for Olivia Miles. That'll be it for Bigby and some of the other, or rather, it will be it for Olivia Miles. Bigby will stay. Marta Suarez taking a seat as well for TCU. Donovan Hunter staying on for now. 4 minutes left. Gives Hunter a chance to run that point guard spot. Parker, one of the most athletic players on the floor for TCU. Talia takes it to the cup, misses inside. Good work inside by Horn to get post-up position. Feeds it down to Detter, cutting to the glass, and she's fouled.
Hunter just was a couple seconds too late there, trying to contest in the paint. But credit to Detters, you know, she's done a really good job today. Again, a freshman coming in against the number 10 team in the country, and she's definitely made her presence known.
Hunter steps out after a 3-triple day. Detter, a career high in this one with 12 points plus the 4 rebounds. And she's going to be a mismatch player in the Southland this season. Already a foundational figure for the Chaparral Lady Bobcats in Killeen. Their greatest player of all time, the short time that high school's been in existence. Crossover by Bigby, takes it to the cup. What a finish. I see what you're saying about things just slowing down for number 1 in white.
And I think, you know, her experience this summer playing with USA Basketball has really helped her as well. You know, having to play 3-on-3, it makes you create for yourself and also, you know, look for your teammates in different ways. And so I think it's really elevated her game, the work that she was able to do over the summer. It's
only the 11th turnover for UTRGV. Oh, no doubt. And as we've talked about before, it was Haley Van Lith at an Olympic level for TCU the summer before that had all of that 3-on-3 experience, winning a medal, and she was all the better for it in her season in a TCU uniform. Bielefeld looked at the three, decides to drive it, dumps it off. Mazarek can't finish, but Bielefeld, very good distributor.
And TCU's missed a couple of bunnies, but again, right now, you know, we're still in November. You're just happy that they're getting those looks. They're finding the right players in the right areas, and so those are ones that they're going to knock down.
A chance for Mark Campbell to get some of his depth players some work. As we found out a couple of years ago, you never know who you might need in a particular season, right?
Exactly. You've got to all be ready and be able to play cohesively with whoever is on the floor. And so just being able to have different lineups out there and just get some experience is good.
Mazarek, catch and shoot three on the pick and pop. That is the 15th three tonight for TCU.
And Natalie Mazarek, she's coming in. She's going to be looking to get a three up 34% this season.
Wow, what a block by Sheffy. On the ground for it, though. Taking it away is Horn, and she dumps it inside for the finish by Detter. What extra work by Elise Horn, the freshman from Orlando.
And one thing that UTRGV has is heart. They're never going to give up. They're going to give that extra effort.
It's going to take them a long way. Next time out for the Vaqueros, they'll be into conference play. They're going to need effort like this. The score just doesn't matter here.
Great defensive effort there by Sheffy, but again, like you're saying, Whitehorn able to get on the floor, find her teammate and get another basket. Again, each team is just trying to get better throughout each of these games.
Parker around the screen, whips one inside to Basham, and it falls away from her. 2 minutes left. Still an outside shot for TCU to get to triple digits. UTRGV would love to keep them from that distinction. Lane Lord wants to see maybe what Chaslyn Detter can do in an ISO scenario here against Mazarek. Cut off, forces it up. Bielefeld claims the rebound. Numbers, Parker, no. Basham. Mazarek, don't mind if I do. Again, Parker comes in for the rebound and finishes inside.
I just like the effort that Parker comes in with. She's playing 100 miles per hour. You know, doesn't mind if she's making mistakes because she's giving it all of her effort. That's what you really want.
On offensive boards, number 17 of the night for TCU. Horn backs her way into Basham and loses it out. Speaking of heart and effort, Elise Horn's giving all of that. Up next for the TCU Horned Frogs, before they come back home, they will have a couple games against Richmond and UAB. A couple tough ones coming up in an MTE. So they'll be at home for a 5-game homestand. 4 of them will be in non-con play before they go into conference action against Kansas State on the 20th of December.
Again, still some time for TCU to continue to get better, to tweak a little bit of things. You know, the score is what it is, but Coach Mark Campbell is just looking for them to be able to execute what they practice and just really be their best selves.
Those games, Richmond and UAB, they're in the Cancun Challenge. So on their way to Mexico over Thanksgiving. Not a bad place to go. And then back home for Incarnate Word, UTEP, Jacksonville. Then it would be Arkansas, Pine Bluff, and after that, conference action. Mark Campbell still trying to make sure that his troops are giving everything they've got with under a minute left.
And it's the fundamentals. Like I said, the score is what it is, but they're still trying to get better, and that's possession by possession. he was yelling at Basham to box out. I know that's been rebounding has been a point of emphasis for TCU. And so, again, just looking at that until the clock shows 0.
Sheffy from out top, her 3 doesn't go. Parker keeps it alive and eventually brought out by the Vaqueros. Have a chance to pick up a few more points. Romer outside for Zufeld. UTRGV scoring about as much as anybody has against TCU this season. Season high they've given up was the 59 by NC State. The up and under by Horn, and she's fouled by Kennedy Basham with 7 seconds left.
Again, playing until the buzzer was the effort of UTRGV.
Elise Horn averaging 4 points, 3 rebounds a game coming in. Depth at the post position for Lane Lord. Freshman piece. Parker will pull up, and that'll do it. From Fort Worth, UTRGV gives TCU a first half scare, but it is win number 100 in Mark Campbell's career. He does so in 140 career games.